All right, you got myself, you got Mickey Mouse, and you got Tony. Let's get it. It's Sports Nuts.
The Sportz Nuts are back.
You are now listening to the Sportz Nuts.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to your favorite sports talk show. It is the Sports Nuts. We are excited to have everybody back. Hey, real quick, special shout out to everybody tuning in on 95.5, KFCE, TigerNation.live, 610 a.m., the Sports Animal in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and the other radio stations we air on across the country, and the now 49 countries we air in worldwide. Thank you guys so much. It really does mean a lot to us. Also, we want to give a special shout out to our sponsor. If you live on the island of Hawaii, more specifically the island Oahu, and you are having a graduation event or a corporate event or family outing and need someone to cater, send me a message. Brandon Keeler on radio at gmail.com, and I'll get you in touch with our good friend Bobby. That is Kalama's Cuisine in Honolulu, Hawaii. Hey, want to let everybody know also, we hit a milestone. Yes, we are officially over the 1 million views mark, and we truly cannot thank you guys enough. We strive to always provide y'all with the outstanding content day in and day out that you deserve, and you've trusted us this far, so let's continue to grow together. My man sitting below me, or excuse me, right to my, now I have to let you guys know, he does not have a voice very well. He does sound a little bit like Mickey Mouse, but he is dealing with laryngitis because he's dealing with allergies that created laryngitis. Shane, man, real quick, how are you doing? And other than the relapse of the voice issue, man.
Yeah, well, you'll see me in the chat.
Yep, you'll see Shane in the chat. He will be commenting. Matt will be with us momentarily. Excuse me. Matt will be with us momentarily. He is coming home. He is sitting in traffic, as you guys know. Atlanta traffic, especially when it rains, the whole world shuts down. My man sitting below me, though, Mr. got his freshly hair style done. He got his ears lowered. Tony, man, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Dude, I feel like a foot shorter every time I get my hair cut because it just puffs out so much. I'm pretty sure if I straighten it, I would have like beautiful, long Selena Gomez flowing hair.
Just look at the hair.
But it's a Brillo pad up there. But I feel better. It's so good to be here. Haven't been feeling great the last couple of days, but just glad to get some time to talk about what's going on in sports with you guys.
Oh man, we absolutely are beyond excited to have you on. Ben will not be with us this week. He is actually doing a mission trip with his congregation. As you guys know, we cannot be any more proud of him because he's doing amazing work. So if you guys see him and you're in the New Mexico area, talk to him. Just say, hey, thank you, Ben. We really do appreciate what you do for us, man. We're always talking about him. So, guys, as you see, our guy Tony is here, but we have another special guest tonight. We are talking to the public address announcer for your Charlotte Crowns. They're a brand new league. In fact, you're going to love learning about this team and this league. And then afterwards, as you go, our guy Tony Knows Ball, he's back with his series. And man, we have some really good stuff to talk about. The guy we're speaking with tonight, though, his name is Mike Markham. He is, like I said, the public address announcer for Your Crowns. Let's get him on. Mike, man, how are you doing? Thank you so much for taking time out of your evening to come on with us. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. I appreciate you guys having me. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, man, we are beyond excited. Like I said, Shane's not going to be talking because, as you heard his voice. So let's dive right into it. Now, Mike, there are only 4 teams to start the inaugural campaign for the Upshot League. They're Jacksonville, Charlotte, Greensboro, and Savannah. Now, for those who don't know much about this league, could you maybe give some insight to the team, the Charlotte Crowns, and a little bit into the league as well?
Yeah, so the Charlotte Crown, it's actually singular Charlotte Crown, but no harm, no foul there. So yeah, one of 4 markets here in the inaugural season of the Upshot League. Some folks aren't familiar. Obviously women's basketball has been growing quite a bit here in the U.S. over the last several years, and WNBA has been getting some increased attention over past seasons. And basically, the Upshot League is an opportunity for more players to have an opportunity to play professional basketball stateside. Obviously, overseas opportunities have been available for a number of years. The WNBA is not new either, but this is just an additional 4 rosters basically worth of spots for, women to play professional basketball. Again, you mentioned Jacksonville, Charlotte, Greensboro, Savannah, Baltimore, and Nashville are scheduled to come on board next year. And basically the Upshot League these are my words, this is not official, so I don't want any confusion, but I would the best way to describe it is essentially an unofficial G League. Obviously the NBA has the G League, it's kind of like they're basically their AAA entity. And while there is no official affiliation between the Upshot League and the WNBA, Upshot League player contracts are structured so that if a WNBA team, has some issues, injuries, a roster spot available, and they need to backfill, players, then they can grab a player from the Upshot League, and that player is able to go up to the W free and clear. So it's a great opportunity for, some ladies to play close to the home. And, it's off to a pretty good start. The Charlotte Crown, again, I'm the PA announcer for the team, had a little bit of a rough start to the season, but last several games, things are, things are looking up. We've had some new acquisitions and yeah, things are going in the right direction.
It's exciting. We are big components for women's sports. I'm a girl dad times 4. So my daughter, my oldest daughter, Addison, who is actually watching us, she is an avid Caitlin Clark fan. But also Ryan Howard for the Atlanta Dream, and she also, this one is basically because my wife met her and she donated a basketball court to my wife's school. But Asia Wilson, and she's actually dyslexic, and that's how my wife was able to meet her. But my daughter is like, Daddy, who's coming on your show? Because she asks me every Tuesday and every Friday, who's coming on my show, and I tell her, and she's like, there's another basketball team. We gotta go see them right away, Daddy. So it's always a good thing to have, your kids so excited to interact and be around more basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, look who's with us. Matt is here. He made it home through the torrential downpours in Atlanta. But Matt, man, it's good to see you. Go ahead and ask your first question for Mike.
What's going on, fellas? What's going on? Mike, thanks for coming on, man. We really appreciate it. I don't know if Brandon was, courteous enough to show Southern hospitality and said that, but I'm going to go in and say that just in case. We appreciate you coming on, man. But the first question I had pretty much, man, is if somebody, let's say, if somebody attended their very first Charlotte Crown match this weekend, what would you tell them to expect from the atmosphere and the experience?
Well, you'll get the pleasure of hearing one of the better PA announcers, in my subdivision. So there's that. But no, but we have some really exciting players. For people who follow the women's game, we have Asia Durr or AD Durr, former Louisville star, top 10 WNBA draft pick. A lot of our players have WNBA experience. Maybe they were on the backside of the roster, got caught up in a numbers game, got released, at the back end of training camp, things of that nature. Maybe you have an injury situation and you kind of end up on the out, but you're still a good player. So, Deja Kelly, who spent time in the W, a lot of people know her from the University of Oregon as well as North Carolina. She's our point guard. Shaquilla Nunn, kind of an under the radar player. She actually won the MVP in the Portuguese League last year, and she's come on. She was actually a little bit of a later addition for us after the season started anyway, and she played several years at Winthrop University, Rock Hill, South Carolina. That's just outside of Charlotte, and she also played a year at the University of Tennessee, and she is excuse me, she basically walked into the building and just kind of wowed everybody. She's a really skilled athletic big and a really experienced professional player. So, it's high level basketball. It's a lot of fun, all the things that you expect to see, at a pro game, lights, camera, action, music, slightly better than average public address announcer, mascot, merch, popcorn, Cokes, all that good stuff. So, if people are in the Charlotte area and they want to come out and check out the Charlotte Crown, it's a good time, and I'll do my level best to make sure that you have a good time. And I appreciate the question and the niceties, but I don't want to break up the love fest here, but I'm a New Orleans native and a Saints fan, and I don't know.
You got to be kidding! You got to be kidding me! You got to be kidding me! Brandon, we had contractual discussions about this, man.
28-3.
Oh, Mike! This is what we're doing. It's gonna be that kind of show today, huh?
All right, I don't stop.
I mean, Michael Penix is one of the better quarterbacks in Fulton County, I must say.
I'm dying laughing. Hey, Shane. So, Shane can't talk. So here's this question. It says, "Thank you, Mike, for joining the show tonight. Can you let us know a little bit of some of your favorite game or moments from this year that you've enjoyed calling for the Queen City?"
Yeah, so I'll give you a couple. So opening night, we were completely sold out. So anytime you have a full building, it's a certain amount of energy and excitement. Everything is brand new and everybody's just kind of wide-eyed and excited. So obviously that in of itself was a highlight, just to be a part of something for the first time that a lot of people wanted to engage with. So that was one. And the young lady I just mentioned, Shaquilla Nunn, former Winthrop University basketball player and former Tennessee Lady Vol, she kind of came in and gave us, a big jolt, several games ago. She was not on our opening night roster, but we added her late, or at least a little bit later in the process. And she showed up and she asserted herself instantly. She's not just a good basketball player, a productive basketball player, but she's somebody she's fun to watch. You dump the ball in, she goes to work. She's an athletic big. She's skilled. She's confident. She's competent. And she's just a really good player. And I actually was, fairly familiar with her because I used to work as a PA announcer in past years at Winthrop University doing some of their sports, and so I was a little bit familiar with her, and it was interesting. It's interesting when you show up to do a game and you're like, oh, I know her, I know him, I announced that guy once upon a time, and that's always fun. So I wouldn't say we're personal friends, but I'm a big fan.
Hey, nothing wrong with that one other than the New Orleans Saints thing there. I'm just saying. I'd take a stab at you. So, Tony, go ahead, man. Ask your first question.
So, first of all, Mike, you have the voice of an angel, the perfect PA voice. Just want to start out by saying that. Now, I've done a little PA announcing for games myself. I did it a lot in high school. So I have a micro machines amount of experience. But I know a lot of sports fans may not think about the work that goes into being the voice of a team at home games. Can you share a bit about like your prep work for each game, what that's like, and like some things you do to just bring the environment more to life for the fans as they experience a game with the Charlotte Crown?
Oh, certainly. So first thing is preparing your voice. I don't drink cold liquids if I can help it, before or during working. Cold liquids won't necessarily harm your voice, but they do constrict your vocal cords. Picture sitting in a walk-in freezer for about 15 or 20 minutes and then going out for a run on a warm day. Your muscles aren't going to respond the way you like them to. So, I'm a big fan of I drink a lot of water, warm or room temperature. Do some humming exercises, some warm-up exercises, the types of things singers might do, maybe some tongue twisters. Obviously preparation is a big thing. As a PA announcer, you don't have the level of preparation that you would have as, say, a play-by-play guy where you literally have to talk for 2 or 3 hours at a time. But you do want to be prepared, pronunciations, correct rosters, etc. So you want to have your information available. You want to have it straightened out, and you want to be familiar so that you're confident and competent and that you know what you're doing and what you're talking about, and that you don't, none of us are perfect. Mistakes can happen sometimes, of course, but you don't want to get caught up in making preventable mistakes because you just chose not to prepare properly. So, prepare the voice, warm liquids, do my prep, make sure I got my rosters and whatnot, and just get ready to go. Try to offer people a smooth professional presentation, give them a little bit more juice and energy when necessary. One thing that's interesting in professional basketball for people who've been to NBA or WNBA games, a lot of PA announcers, obviously you're going to get more energetic when the home team makes a bucket, throws down a dunk or does something positive, and less so when the visiting team does it. And this is just a personal pet peeve. This is not a shy at anyone whatsoever. But one thing that I don't care for is sometimes you might go to an NBA game, for example, and the PA announcer is, introducing the visiting team, doing the starting lineups, or, saying a guy's name when one of the visiting players makes a bucket. And he might literally mumble, like, I think I know what he said, but I couldn't quite understand it. And I think that's a little bit too much. I think that's a little bit disrespectful. I just don't think it's professional. I think that reflects more poorly on the announcer than it does, that you're making a dig at the visiting team. People get it, but I do believe in maintaining a baseline of professionalism. So, I don't believe in the mumbling stuff or, that type of thing. So, you got to respect the athletes and the competitors. People came to see them, even the visitors. So that's a thing. But yeah, for me, it's just about preparation and then just, locking in, being comfortable because you've prepared, because you're ready. And then when the lights come on, they tip the ball up, you know what you're doing and you're ready to go. And like I said, that room temp, that warm water, Falcon tears, all those things help you tremendously.
I like that. Hey, my next question for you is now, obviously this is the first year of the league, but with all leagues in professional sports, the idea is to grow and obviously expand. Where would you personally like to see the Upshot League expand to, and also maybe give an idea for a magic number you would like to see for teams to be in this league?
Well, decisions like that are way above my pay grade. I don't know that Atlanta is in the mix. Obviously, you guys have a WNBA team, and who can even get over there with the traffic and whatnot? But just on a personal, from a personal standpoint, New Orleans is a cool town. That's my hometown. I love New Orleans. Maybe Charleston, South Carolina. We have a team in Savannah already. That's a similar city. Really nice coastal southern city, and maybe you can have a little bit of a rivalry there. And like I said, Nashville, Tennessee, and Baltimore, Maryland are already online, locked and loaded for next year. There may be some other teams coming online next year too. I believe that's yet to be announced, but there are plans for significant growth. This is not meant to be a 4 or a 16 league. So, if anybody's, got some capital and some connections and you're interested in the team, contact Zoyer Sports. That's like Sawyer, except with a Z, ZAWYER Sports. They're based out of Jacksonville, Florida. They own and operate teams in the league. And basically they started this whole thing. Andy Kaufman, head of Zoyer Sports. And basically for folks who are unfamiliar, Zoyer Sports is a group that they own and operate a number of minor league teams, predominantly in the Southeast, but not exclusively, mostly in hockey. And for those of you who know about minor league sports, anything outside of baseball, for the most part, traditionally, can be kind of iffy. Teams come and go, teams pop up and fold. Sometimes things will work for a few years and then they don't work. But the Zoyer Sports model and approach, it works. Their teams draw amazingly well, even in non-traditional markets. in the ECHL, you have the Savannah Ghost Pirates, which is a fun name for a hockey team, and they pack the building, for example. And the Jacksonville Icemen is another East Coast Hockey League team or ECHL team, that they run out of there. So, really doing some nice things in minor league sports. The Charlotte Checkers, not too far removed from a Calder Cup, which is the AHL's version of the Stanley Cup. And so, doing some really nice things in the minor league sports space. Minor league sports, of course, accessible, affordable, fun. They bring the action to you in case you live in a city that maybe doesn't have a lot of major league action, like a Savannah, for example, like a Greensboro, North Carolina, for example. So yeah, the league is poised to take off.
Absolutely. And we're huge hockey people. We actually had the Greensboro Gargoyles. The play-by-play announcer came on, and that was pretty neat to do. And we also had the general manager of the New Mexico Goatheads. And hockey is so much fun. But you also mentioned the Charlotte Checkers, and I know Shane is not able to talk, but those Checkers games, they can be electric. Absolutely, an amazing environment. I love minor league sports, and this minor league sports just seems to be a better fit for a lot of things. They're more family oriented, they're fan friendly, and it's so much more inviting. And I mean, it's just something about it that hits home. Matt, go ahead, man.
Okay. Hey, Mike. Again, man. First of all, I want to say that that strip in New Orleans is a very beautiful strip. Some of the best food that I've had ever came from New Orleans and on that strip. Some of the best food. So I will give New Orleans that. And also, it's a pleasure that you guys are finally going to go back to wearing bags over your head at Saints games now. But let's see. First off, man, I mean, can you kind of, and again, I know I came in a little bit late, but maybe you covered this, hopefully not. But can you kind of give us a background on yourself and how you got into, the business of being a PA, and how did you link up with Carolina? I'm sorry,
Sure,
Charlotte Crowns. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. So, I'll after the show is over, I'll get your info and I'll drop you a Tyler Shuck jersey in the mail. But to answer your question, so I started back in the day. I attended Southern Miss, the University of Southern Mississippi. Alma mater of Brett Favre, who unfortunately got a little bit of falcon on himself early on in his career before he got there, ruminated and head up to Green Bay. So my wife played soccer there, and I started doing a little bit of high school basketball in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. This was like early 2000s. So this is, a little while ago. From there, I moved to El Paso, Texas for a job, and I was the women's soccer announcer at UTEP. And then we moved again, and my wife was from Miami. We lived in Miami for a little bit. I picked up some work as a basketball PA announcer at Barry University, which is a D2 in Miami. I did some softball and some things at FIU, Florida International. And the last good little while I've lived in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. And I've worked for a bunch of different people. I've worked for the Charlotte 49ers, aka UNC Charlotte, but the academic brand is UNC Charlotte and the athletic brand is Charlotte. The University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, South Carolina, the ACC. I've done some of their championship events. I used to do quite a lot of MMA and boxing ring announcing. You might have seen me on the Pillow Fight Championship. I've worked in, I think, 27 countries around the world, including the U.S. I worked as a PA announcer for women's basketball at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games, did boxing in Tokyo and in Paris at the Olympic Games. And as far as this most recent opportunity, the job came open with the Charlotte Crown. And to be honest, and I don't know all the ins and outs behind the scenes, quite frankly, but I applied for the gig and heard nothing. And then I heard from kind of an acquaintance in PA announcing circles. He had some connections himself with some of the Crown staff, and he says, "Hey, these guys are looking for an announcer." I'm like, "Well, I applied, but I haven't heard anything." And then I reached out with some of the information that he provided, and did a Zoom interview, and they're like, "Yeah, hey, you got the job. We'd love to have you." So jumped in head first and been having fun this season.
We're talking to Mike Markham. He is the public address announcer for your Charlotte Crown, the newest professional women's basketball team. based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Mike, I know we've covered a lot. Real quick, before we let you go, could you maybe share with everybody where they can find you on social media, and also give any advice for this amazing league, what people can expect for a game, like on a game day experience, like you walk in and you're blown away, like something like that.
Yeah, so if people are interested in me, and I don't know how many people besides my wife are, and that's questionable, MikeMarkham.com, you can check me out there. MikeMarkhamVO.com. I do a little bit of voiceover work as well. As you can see, I'm in a soundproof booth here. And on Twitter, I'm at Mike the Voice, or X, I should say. So you can check me out there if you so choose. And yeah, the games are a lot of fun. Like I said, it's good high level basketball. Again, a lot of these ladies have WNBA experience. No disrespect to anybody, but this isn't a bunch of D2 NAIA players that are just in denial that don't want to get jobs. I mean, again, no disrespect to anybody, but these are folks that are and have played basketball at a very high level. If you're a person that follows the women's game, you could just show up to a game not knowing much, and you're going to see people out there on the court that oh, that girl played at Carolina. Oh, I remember her from Louisville. Oh, yeah, she played at Tennessee. Oh, she was in the W for a cup of coffee. I remember her. She played, in Vegas or, New York or wherever. So it's high-level basketball. So if you're a fan of the sport, it's a really good product. From an entertainment perspective, we like to have a lot of fun. You mentioned earlier that a Charlotte Checkers game, obviously completely different sport, is a lot of fun. And, we have a lot of the same staff. And so we have people that do their jobs from a production standpoint at a very high level. We're not just slapping things together with a bunch of interns and hoping to figure it out. No disrespect to my interns and my younger folks that are learning. We do have interns, but the point is that they're learning from high level professionals. And so it's a great experience. It's a lot of fun. For anybody who loves a good t-shirt or hat, the Charlotte Crown merch is amazing. A little bit of a plug there. So if you come to a game, you can see my ugly mug sitting, courtside, hear my voice, get some merch, have some fun, and it's a really good time.
Absolutely. I can tell you now, from everybody with the Sportz Nutz Network, you've gained more fans, and we are cheering you guys on loud. We're cheering you guys on proud, man. Mike, I want to say seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for coming on my show, talking to me, talking to my guy Matt. I know you couldn't talk to Shane because of his voice situation, but man, it really does mean a lot to us. And I hope to have you on again. Does it sound good?
Oh, absolutely, man. Anytime you guys have nothing better to talk about, I'm more than happy to come on, and have some fun with you guys. 28-3.
I will say this. I will say this. We don't get a lot of Saints fans that come on, man, and one of the funniest things that I've ever heard was you said Brent Favre messed around and got a little bit of Falcon on himself. That was one of the funniest things I ever heard. So I'm gonna let it rock though. But that was one of the funniest things I ever heard, man. So I'm gonna let you have that one.
I love it, Mike. Man, we appreciate you, and we'll talk soon. Sound good, sir?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Pleasure being on with you guys. Thank you so much, and we'll talk soon.
Take care.
All right, Mike, appreciate it, man.
See, that's pretty cool. I love getting to talk to somebody from, another perspective, and really, really, really cool on that point. Shane, can you come on real quick? I know you hear me. So can you come on real quick? Let everybody know your final goodbyes, because I know you have no voice. So go a quick goodbye to everybody. Okay.
So why would he say goodbye with no voice?
What,
May the Lord bless you. Peace, love, and make grace.
That's right. Shane, man, we'll talk to you soon. All right, brother.
Peace, Shane. Get better, man. Get some hot tea, man.
See ya. Oh man, I hate that Shane's voice is MIA, but it's always good to talk with him. So, Matt,
I just went through that. What Shane's going through, I just went through that, and I still have like a lingering heavy cough. I have cough attacks often that still hit me. So I feel you, Shane. But I will say that caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Man, I wasn't expecting that.
That's why you were laughing.
I didn't laugh. I didn't laugh. I didn't laugh. Shane, I didn't laugh. I did not laugh.
But, Matt, so first off, it's good to see you. Welcome back to your regularly scheduled program. I hope you actually had a good weekend. I know deep down inside, this is you, Matt. You're my basketball guru. But I hate to say this. You did say the Knicks were going to win. The Knicks were going to do this. The Knicks were going to do that. And you were trying to jinx them. The Knicks won, man. But did you get to watch any other good sports this weekend?
First, for me, the chiming on the finals, man. The Knicks did deserve it. I mean, they had the more battle-tested team. I will say that they were more battle-tested. The Spurs are very young. Spurs are going to be, they're going to be around for a long time, man. We just got to deal with it. The next 10, 15 years, they're going to be around for next 10 years. They'll be around for a long time in the next 10 years, man. They're going to be there. Well, I'm talking Western Conference Finals and nothing less than that. But the team that they have, and with Wemby, he's naturally going to become more filled out, bigger, stronger, just naturally. Is going to happen, and we're not going to know what to do with ourselves. So, look, man, the Knicks got them one. First one since 1973. They deserve it. You got to give it to Big Body Brunson. I mean, you got to give it to him, man. He's did his thing, led his team. Dallas, don't know what y'all doing over there, man, but
they're kicking themselves in the backside.
Wow,
that's for darn sure.
Wow, man, but no, man. Good finals, man. Spurs, realistically, the Spurs knew what they were doing. If they weren't full of rookies and first and second year players and rookie coaches, Spurs would have won that series easily. Because they were double-digit leads in almost like every game. So
they were
manhandling
in that one game, and they gave up a 30-point lead.
No. So the Spurs played great for every game. Spurs played great for 3 quarters. Excuse me. And they just couldn't close it out. I mean, and that's all it is. And you just contribute that to them being young and inexperienced. It's nothing that they did. They made some mistakes, but mistakes were made from both teams. But it's nothing that they really did that sticks out as to why they lost. They were just a more inexperienced team. They just couldn't handle the runs. Basketball's a game of runs, and they just couldn't handle the runs. They couldn't respond to the runs. Bad use of timeouts. They hit 2 shots or 3 shots in a row. Call timeout. Call timeout, man. Settle everybody down. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. But I'll just say that just wasn't in the script this year, guys. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Congrats to the Knicks, man. I'm glad I moved down south because it's crazy up there.
Oh yeah. All right, y'all. So it's that time. Tony knows ball. Tony, dude, man, the news came out over the weekend, and you and I both have been corresponding back and forth because our guy Sean has kept me up to date. But Spencer Strider's season is in jeopardy, and even what's more at stake is the fact that his fastball velocity, literally almost every pitch he threw, took a massive nosedive. And the reason why his season might be over with: soreness in his shoulder, pain in his elbow, which he had his UCL replaced. But the biggest fear that a lot of people say is he's going to have a third Tommy John surgery. Now, the MRI results came back that there was no structural damage. They're going to reevaluate him in 4 weeks, but by no means he's out of the woods. But you and I have talked about this regularly. What does this type of injury do to the psyche of a player, knowing that, oh man, my season's most likely done, and more specifically, my career could be in severe jeopardy?
I think it kind of depends on player to player. I think with a guy like Strider, you have a player that is well liked, that has fantastic numbers when he's on. He is definitely a linchpin for the rotation down in Atlanta. And he's already had some issues with injury. We had the first Tommy John at Clemson, the second one when he came up, the internal brace. He was just down for the early part of this season for some issues, and then now he's going back down again. And when you have the up and down like that, I feel like it's a difficult place to be in, because you have to start to kind of question yourself at that point. And I think anybody would, but he's got to focus on his recovery. And I think that when you look at his situation, and I think a lot of players, and why we've seen a lot of injuries, is players aren't taking the rest part of their recovery serious. And you have to. It's not saying don't do anything. It's saying don't do a lot. Make sure you're stretched out. You're taking care of yourself. But those things that you're doing to heal your body, rest, recover, taking care of inflammation, ice baths. You know, I'm a big fan of ice baths when it comes to recovery.
Oh God, me too.
But when you have players that are not following these steps and listening, you're going to get these frequent injury issues where you look at, like in the NFL, Patrick Mahomes. His wife, a lot of people don't know this, but Brittany Mahomes is actually a certified physical therapist. So
I didn't know that. That's cool.
When he goes down, like, yeah, that's what she has her degree. And I don't know if she's technically certified anymore, but she went to school. She has her degree and as a physical therapist. And so he is getting that guidance and support in recovery. And she makes sure he takes rest because that's an important piece of it. She makes sure that the kids are taken care of so that he doesn't have to get up and put strain on those muscles after he gets injured. And she understands that. And that's why Patrick Mahomes can recover from a dislocated knee in 75% of the time than anybody else in the league, because that recovery piece is so specific, and more players need to take that seriously, or we're going to keep having these issues.
You know, Matt, injuries as of late, we've seen a massive influx in it either being the Achilles injuries. Now we're seeing the knee injuries, the elbow injuries, the shoulder, the foot. I mean, you name it, we're starting to see a massive increase. You know, and I was on our good friend Cole from Flag on the Take yesterday. I was on there, and I said the same thing, and I'm pretty sure you're going to sentiment this too, Matt, is when I coach, I tell my girls, stretch. Did I mention stretch? And then also hydrate. Why do you think there is, and Tony kind of alluded to a little bit of there that it's not me. I'm young. I can handle it. But why do you think there are so many massive increases in with Achilles tears, knee injuries, shoulder injuries, elbow injuries, whatever's?
I mean, it's simple, man. People got to understand the body isn't made to do a lot of this stuff that these athletes do. Body's not made for that. Our body is made to be humans living, blah, blah, blah. But the body's not made for the continued stress and strain. And I can say that because I've had about 18 sprained ankles. About four.
That's a lot of broken ankles.
Broke my ankle about 4 times. I had dislocated kneecaps. I had broken clavicles. I had separated shoulders. I had torn rotator cuffs. I had all these injuries, man. And that's just from basketball, man. So, I mean, sometimes the body just isn't made to have to go through all that, man. I mean, it's not, we're just flesh and bone, guys. We're flesh and bone, and muscles, they tear, you know, and it's mainly like Tony was saying, man, it's about recovery. It's mainly about the recovery, man. And people always say, how did LeBron get through so many years, you know, without being injured? It's because
look at his regimen too, what he does.
He spent over $1 million a year on his body. That's why
he stretches.
That's
he goes
why.
to hyperbaric chambers. He hydrates everything.
And
that's one thing I will give him on that.
Yeah, and people forget, man, Kevin Love, when Kevin Love first came into the league, he was a big doughy kid.
Yes.
You know, man? Then he started doing like yoga and started, you know, taking care of his muscles and things like that, man. And then he was able, his body transformed. So I mean, it's about how you take care of your body, but it's mainly recovery though. You're gonna get hurt. You're an athlete, you're gonna get hurt. Again, the body's not made to do these things. Your body's not made to get hit every 2 minutes if you're a football player. Your body's not made.
But look, when you see the pitcher, when you see a pitcher throw, their arm almost separates.
Exactly, man. Your body's not made for that. So you know that's why I have a high caliber of respect for all these athletes, man, because they go through so much pain. But like Tony said, again, it's the recovery. It's all about recovery.
And I will tell you this too, y'all. When Matt and we first became friends, I remember one time Matt came over to mine and my ex-wife's house. His knee was the size of a basketball. Matt, you remember this?
Oh, the electro.
Yes. Matt's knee, I kid you not, and this is not being facetious. His knee was massively swollen. It was because he got hurt playing basketball. And you're right. You need to recover. Well, back then I had this amazing ice machine, and they've had a lot of advances into it. But back then you put ice in there and it would literally, it circulates all day. Now they have one that compresses and relaxes, but it's still ice. It's an amazing feeling, by the way. I might say that. But Matt just alluded to it. There was the TENS unit, and he said, I mean, that saved him. That really did save him on that one. But you're right. We don't truly grasp the importance of post activity rest. You know, I mean, and it's hard for me, Matt. It's hard for me to give props to LeBron James, but the dude really does. He takes his pregame stretching warmups activities seriously and his post game seriously. It's because
I'm sorry.
Yes,
I'm sorry. Did I miss? I'm sorry.
That's the only thing that I will give props on.
Props and respect in LeBron's name in the same sentence coming from you.
I know, but it's true.
Hold on.
Injuries
Brandon. This is monumental. Hold on.
No, it's not.
Hold on.
We're not going to hype on it.
Wow. This is monumental. I mean, you giving props to. We got to tag him in this one, man. Brandon Q gives props to LeBron. While we at it,
becomes a short. Watch this short come out like that. By the way,
you already know. Well, might as well give props to Brady while we're at it, man.
No. I will never. Anyway, but yes, the stretching, the post and pre-game rituals for a lot of athletes. And, this has also been a big thing, too, with Ronald Acuna Jr. as well, Tony, as he's not thinking thoroughly enough. Oh, I've got to stretch an extra 15, 20 minutes. I will, look, I've had 8 knee surgeries. I'm still recovering from my knee replacement. And then Matt will tell you this, too. When every time he came to my house, I was always stretching. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm stretching. He's like, really? That's all I would do is stretch because it really feels amazing to stretch, and you don't see a lot of these players utilizing it, and that's where a lot of the injuries are coming from. I hope and pray that Spencer Strider is going to have a rebound. Obviously, it's grim right now.
I'm getting Ronald Acuna vibes. People hate to say it, but
at least Ronald can play though. But Spencer Strider may never be able to.
Injury prone, man. Injury prone. I mean,
yeah, that's true,
guys. Some people are just injury prone. Is what it is. We missed out on some awesome careers because people were injury prone. Derrick Rose, even though that injury was crazy. Greg Oden. I was
just going to say that. Yeah.
Penny Hardaway, Grant Hill, Tracy McGrady.
Yeah, everybody.
And and that's just basketball. We didn't get into the other sports.
We didn't get the baseball yet. Nothing.
So I mean, guys. I mean, it's just some people are just injury prone. I mean,
that is true.
It is what it is, man.
So let's go to the next topic, and we're talking about baseball a lot. As you guys know, Tony is our baseball guy. So Tony and I, and when I'm gonna tell you this too, Tony. When I sent Matt this picture, he goes, "Holy bleep!" Jacob Mizorowski. This is an absolute phenom of a pitcher for the Milwaukee Brewers, and he is doing absolutely everything possible special. Not only did he have a complete game victory against the Phillies, which, as you guys know, you have a better chance of getting struck by lightning 2 times in a row than seeing a lot of pitchers go complete games anymore. But he struck out 15 batters. But the topic also, this is what was really neat too. They asked him, they asked him, what is the fastest you could ever touch on pitches? And he casually said, maybe do 105. Well, no. He hit 103, 105, 104, and 102 without missing a beat. Now, he is only 24 years old. He is in his second season in the bigs. This kid is lights out. He is 8-2, has an absolute amazing ERA, 1.34. I'm going to start with you, Tony. Is this the next great pitcher that we've been waiting for in baseball? I don't want to get too far ahead because we've already alluded to the term injuries. But is this kid the next coming of the great pitchers we expect?
Every team has an analyst whose sole job is to watch the Miz outings and try to figure out how to beat him. The Miz, Christopher Sanchez, and Shohei are all battling for the NL Cy Young. And Jacob Mizorowski, this is his first full season. It's his second season, but this is his first full season, is in contention for the NL Cy Young. It's just mind-blowing to me. The big concern, like you kind of alluded to, is how long can he keep the arm in shape and not miss a season or two due to TJ or getting the internal brace done? I genuinely hope he doesn't go down. He's great for baseball and for the Brewers, who are doing spectacular this year as a whole. But just like I said before, he needs to pace himself, focus on his recovery, and to avoid a catastrophe. And he can absolutely take on any of those teams and dominate. He faced the Yankees in May and only gave up 2 hits in 6 innings with 0 runs. He faced the Dodgers in 2025 and only gave up 1 run in 6 innings. And that lineup is basically identical to what they have this year. So like I looked at every start that he's had so far this season, and like I could dive into detail, but he's given up like 1 or 2 runs in the last 8 starts. That's it. Like he is so consistent with how he locates and how he delivers. I know he had a couple of starts ago where his last 5 pitches in the 7th inning were all north of 100 miles an hour. That's just mind blowing to me that he's that consistent. I hope he keeps it. But the unfortunate truth is, just like what Matt was saying, like it's more of a when, not if. And the other question is, what are you going to get out of him when he comes back?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, Matt, it knocked your socks off seeing his stats. But what do you think Milwaukee? Obviously, other than the big thing of having to pay him more, but what do you think Milwaukee is going to have to do to retain such an electric pitcher? Because he's in his rookie's contract, and rookie contracts, Tony, as well, will tell you this: they don't last long in Major League Baseball. But what do you think that they're going to have? And I think he just signed without doing his first pitch, he signed like an 8-year extension or something like that. But what do you think is going to be the ultimate thing that's going to keep him permanently in Milwaukee?
If he can avoid New York and LA. I mean, it's simple. It's really that simple. Stay away from it. Milwaukee needs to keep him away from LA and New York. Whenever they go to those games, you're not going to pitch this series, guy. I'm sorry, that's not happening. You're not getting on a plane with us, because it's going to be one of those teams. It's going to be the Yankees or it's going to be the Dodgers. I mean, it is what it is, guys. At this point, if he continues to stay on this trajectory, he'll end up being one of the top pitchers in the league. Of course, we know, and like Tony said, his first full season. Well, guys, we know how it is when they get the tape on you. So I want to see him continue to do this year, and then if he continues to do this next year, then we can start talking about where is he going to go next? But right now, teams don't have the tape out on him. It's like Jeff Francoeur when Francoeur came with the Braves his first year. Nobody had tape on him, man, and he was killing it. I mean, and then when they got the tape on him and they realized that, his guy can't hit anything but a fastball, then it was a wrap, So, I mean, it just depends, guys. It just really depends on how he can advance his game, and it depends on his counters. What is he going to do against, hitters that figure him out? Because they will figure him out.
Everybody's going to figure him out eventually.
Yeah.
What is he going to do to spice it up is to keep them guessing, like, oh, God, he's going to do this. And I think that's kind of what Spencer Strider got a little hurt with. And you guys know this. What is Spencer Strider's main pitch? Fastball. It's the fastball. And he developed his curve. Then he started developing a slider. But he strays away a lot from the curve in the slider. He goes back to his ever favorite.
Yeah, if it's a pressure situation, he's coming with the fastball.
He's going right away to the fastball. I mean, look, Matt doesn't even play baseball, and he just do right away. So don't the advice we're giving you here is don't get complacent. Don't think, because I'm such and such, I'm invincible. That's the term we use a lot, is they think they're invincible and they're not. So good topic there. Let's go to the next topic. And this one is another one I'm actually really excited for, and Cassie is also very excited. Najee Kennedy has signed with the AUSL and the Texas Volt. But it's not just that. I'm actually going to give Tony the floor, because this is amazing. And I want to tell you guys too, what do you need, Addison? Sorry, my daughter is over here, but I will tell you guys this too. My daughter Addison loves Najee Kennedy. She loves Texas Tech. And rightfully so. This girl is amazing. Tony, I'm going to give you the floor. Kind of describe the importance of what Najee is doing for the game of softball. And, give us your points. Is she a future Hall of Famer?
A talented athlete with a great personality is always going to be great for any sport. This isn't just about the growth of softball or what Caitlin Clark did for basketball. Those type of personalities are always going to be great, because you can market them and it's going to get people interested in what's going on. I have to say, though, I do think that she won't quite have the same impact that Clark did, for one reason. It should not have taken her this long to get a deal in place and get her with her team. she can do more within the league than standing outside of it. So I do think the fact that she took so long to sign is going to reduce her impact. Sports fans get irritated when rookies in male sports do this. So she will be no different. We're not holding her to a different standard. Now that she's in, though, as long as she continues to pitch as well as she did in college or even better, she's going to have a lot of attention and bring a lot of interest to professional softball. And I don't see any reason why she wouldn't be in the AUSL Hall of Fame at some point in the future. That the league is early, she could be one of the earlier inductees into the AUSL Hall of Fame when that becomes a thing. But she's got to lock in and deliver now, because unfortunately, the fact that she held out on a rookie deal is going to be sitting above her until she gives people something else to look at.
Oh, you hit the nail on the head. Najra Kennedy had, and you know this, Matt, too. She got that $1 million. She had multi-year $1 million NIL deals with Texas Tech. But, this girl it is something to behold. But I asked Cassie this recently. I said, do softball girls' arms get tired faster than men? And she said, yes, because they're trying more than you would see with baseball. And I said, but, at what point do they not overuse her? And that's what Texas Tech did. You know this too, Matt. They overutilized her, way overutilized her. And maybe it's biting her in the backside. I don't know. But, what are your thoughts on Najra Kennedy as a whole, Matt? Do you think that she could be the next phenom that could make professional softball be like, oh, man, I'm going right away down your road and I'm spending, hundreds of dollars to go to a softball game?
This is a start. You got to look at it like this, man. She's a 2-time National Pitcher of the Year. Man. I mean, and she was I know she was a second pick in the draft. And the final drafted player who signed. Like you said, she earned over $1 million in NIL money at Texas Tech, and that made her one of the highest paid athletes in college softball. And with the AUSL, I think players get around 50K,
about 55,000. They get with upwards up 75 at max.
Okay. So her camp, they argued for a more equitable contract, and now I think this is more so what this means for softball. It's more so this is what this is. I mean, the biggest star chose pro softball. I mean, for years, the Leaf softball players, man, they often had limited professional opportunities after college. I mean, as soon as college came in, that was kind of it for them. Mm-hmm. But her signing sends a message that the AUSL is becoming a destination, league for the sport's biggest names. It also exposed the pay gap in that league, man. Like, she's gonna be making what she's making, but then you got everybody else.
What's crazy too is they only play for a month and a half.
That's crazy. But also, you gotta understand, she just isn't another rookie. Mm-hmm. She's viewed, similarly to what a generational number one pitcher would be in baseball. She can immediately become the face, of her team with the Volts. Yep. And in the face of the entire league. And I think the timing is perfect, man. The AUSL is expanding. They have permanent home cities. They got a little bit of national, television exposure. But they also have backing from Major League Baseball. Yep. So, the league is just trying to establish itself as long-term, home for professional softball, and landing stars like her is critical to that mission. So, hey, man, I think that the signing was good for the sport, and I think she's going to be that pioneer of that sport. And how we talk about Babe Ruth and baseball, how we talk about Michael Jordan and basketball, they're going to be talking about her, in AUSL. So, and that's if the AUSL blows up, because she will be the first game-changing franchise talent in the league.
Well, and the good thing about the AUSL, they've already made the announcement that 2028 will be the next year of expansions they do. And they have already said that they are contemplating not just doing the basic 4 or 5 teams. No, they're talking about doing 8 to 10. Whew. So I'm really excited. And I will tell you this, Cassie is beyond elated. We watch every AUSL game that comes on TV. Addison is a massive AUSL fan. I'm excited. I really am excited for the future of it. So I got to go to this next topic. With everyone gets great. With everyone, great stories in sports, there are always great coaches. And the great coaches usually give great speeches. Now, some, though, aren't even real speeches, meaning Hollywood drew them up, which is a shame because there actually are some of these speeches, man, that give you absolute chills. And I mean, there are times you're ready to suit up right then and there. Heck, this is not a real team, but you're ready to suit up and go ready to knock some heads off kind of stuff. So I want you guys to, and I was going to say 4, but give me your top 3 top 3, great movie motivational sports speeches. Say that 3 times fast. And it has to be in this order, 3, 2, 1, 1 being the best. I'm going to give mine. Okay. My first one, I'm going to give you 4 of them. My first one is Denzel Washington's Remember the Titans speech at Gettysburg. That was actually very impactful. The second one is Jimmy Dugan, which was Tom Hanks, in A League of Their Own, and the hard makes it great speech when he tells Dottie not to leave right in the middle of something great going on for the Rockford Peaches. Number 2 is Samuel L. Jackson's Coach Carter of the Our Deepest Fear speech. And I often wondered what a great coach would mean to have on, like to be on that way. I would love to have played under Coach Carter. And my number 1 overall speech is Any Given Sundays, Al Pacino speech, The Inch by Inch. That is one of the most impactful speeches, messages I have ever seen. Heck, I wanted to go suit up and play dadgummit when he said it. And and I mean, I'm not going to quote because there's a lot of foul language, but dadgum, it's a motivational, like, for real. So I'm going to go to you, Tony, start first. Give us your top 3. I was going to do 4, but I want you to do top 3 because of time constraints of motivational speeches you saw in movies.
So I didn't even, I would have included Remember the Titans in this list, but I think you guys were going to have it and I didn't want to overlap. So I thought different from that. My number 3 is from The Replacements. Pain heals, chicks dig scars, glory lasts forever. I used to be a bull rider, and I was a bull rider when I saw that movie for the first time. So there was so much about that resonated with me. I just want to throw that out there. My number 2, I'm going to go with one that you said, A League of Their Own. It's supposed to be hard. Sometimes we all forget that success is hard because we don't see the climb it took, and we forget that there's definitely a luck component. We cannot forget that the climb is hard. If it wasn't, everyone would do it. And then my number 1, and this was kind of a more personal thing. I think this is going to shock some people. My number 1 movie speech is from the 2006 Rocky Balboa, where Rocky's talking to his son. He said, "It ain't how hard you hit. It's about how hard you get hit and keep moving forward." I have trauma issues. One of the things that I learned in life is that you are not your trauma. Your trauma doesn't define you. Getting hit doesn't define you. Getting back up each time you get hit does.
Oh, I like that. Dang, that's actually really good. I like that. Matt, what about you? Give us your top 3. Man, and if you want to use some of mine, you can't do. That's totally fine.
You guys both took like all of mine, but luckily, I've seen so many sports shows. First of all, got to go with the movie Rudy. You're 5 foot nothing, 100 and nothing. So you've seen Rudy before, have you, Brandon?
Have I? You actually came to my house one time we were watching it.
That's what I'm saying, man. Rudy,
I love Rudy. Rudy. They actually had the real Rudy in that movie. They actually show him at the end in the stands. It's the actual Rudy in there. So, but yeah, go ahead, Matt. Continue.
Yeah. Another one, man. Of course, man. You got to give it to Coach Carter, Samuel Jackson, Coach Carter. This is our deepest fear. Got that one. The Rocky ones, of course, is like it's classic. Like Tony says, not about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit. But number 1 of all time, number 1 has got to be, and it's because this guy was a real actor. And Brady, you mentioned this one. It's the any given Sunday one. Life. The
6 inches in front of your face.
Yes, this is the game of inches. It's just a great speech, man. That did it for everybody. Actually, you got past a lot of the bad acting in the movie, and
there's a lot of good. There's and what people didn't realize too, also, Matt, in that movie is every player on there at one form or another was a professional athlete. I mean, you had Lawrence Taylor in there. I mean, yeah, you had Bill Bellamy, but Bill Bellamy actually was a great wide receiver when in his day. But you had Jim Brown in there too.
LL Cool J actually played a little bit of football, a little bit of football.
Jamie
but he was a good actor.
Too.
Jimmy Fox. Of course, you can tell Jamie Foxx never played any sports, but it was cool. He's a great actor. But other than
Actually,
that,
Jamie
man,
he did play football when he was younger.
she ain't look like it, but it is what it is. The way he was throwing that ball. No, my name is. He was entertaining though. My name is Willie. Beeman. It's like, man.
But that was that. Look, fans, and then watching and listening, you guys probably agree with this, but that had to be one of the most motivational speeches. I mean, I showed it to Cassie.
It was a great.
She goes, "I want to go play football." My wife
speech
said, "I wanted to go play football."
Yeah,
I'm like,
okay. I doubt Cassie said that. You know,
she did. We were
doubt
sitting
Cassie
in
said-
there and we watched it, and she said, "I would actually go play football."
I
That's
doubt
really good.
Cassie said I want to get up play football and get hit by these grown men.
No, she said she would go play football. She said she'd go play football. Is what she said.
All right, it must be a flag football.
Considering I've been married to her for how long and you haven't? Okay, anyway.
Hey man. Well, I guess I will say the time she did beat you up, man. You know, I guess I could see her. You know,
When did she beat me up?
I'll just play it, man. I'll just play it.
Oh, but those are ours. Let us know in the comments section as well. And now it's time for everybody's favorite segment. It is the Yes, it is the honorable mentions. We're gonna give you usually 2 to 5 sports stories that the mainstream media doesn't really care enough on, but we do because it's literally in our DNA. We're the Sports Nuts. My first honorable mention goes out to the West Virginia Mountaineers baseball team. They are, y'all, this is crazy. This is what I when I saw this live, I was like, is that real? Is that real? Stole home in their first ever College World Series game. And it was the first time anybody has stolen home in a College World Series game since 2000. And every time they win, they play Take Me Home Country Roads. And it's just something about this. You know, I know that they're playing in an elimination game, but part of me kind of wants them to make it all the way just to see. Because, you know, our good friend Amanda Ross Mazey, her husband was the former coach for West Virginia baseball. And and her son plays right now. And to go from the team was almost virtually gone to what they are now is absolutely amazing. Elvis, it's good to see you. Y'all, this is my guy, Elvis. Matt, I need to have you get in touch with him. There's a real good reason on that one. And I can't share here because he is a reliable source, but I'm going to have you talk to Elvis on that one. That's my first honorable mention. Goes out to the West Virginia Mountaineers baseball team. Matt, what is your first honorable mention?
I really don't want to do this, but I'm going to have to. Congratulations to the New York Knicks for winning the NBA championship. you know, you guys, you deserve it. So honorable mention is going to go to the Knicks. You know, congratulations to those guys.
You notice Matt didn't mention the fans. Just saying.
I mean, you saw what they did to the taxi cabs and stuff out
Did you
there,
see what
man.
they did to the school bus? First off, I mentioned this to our friend Cole yesterday. I said,
disrespectful.
if you are going to win something, hey, I got a really great idea. Don't record yourself vandalizing stuff because once it goes to the internet, the whole world sees it.
Brandon, they've been vandalizing stuff all week, man. They've been anybody walking up on the streets with a Spurs jersey, they're ripping it off. Some old man was walking, they ripped it off of him.
Yeah, did you see the handicapped person too?
This guy was in a wheelchair. This guy was in the wheelchair, and they grabbing at him and had his jersey. I'm like, come on, man. Come on, New York. See, this is why I'm so glad they didn't
This is
win
why Matt said, do not win.
Yes, because you're going to see ignorance like this, man. So, man, congratulations to the New York Knicks, man. Yeah.
Tony, give us your first honorable mention, please.
Really quick on the Knicks, I would say they should act like they've been there before, but they can't. So, all right. So, my first honorable mention, something that I think I just saw this was literally just today. Rasheed Rice was released this morning after spending 30 days in jail following a positive test for THC, which was a probation violation. He is also still recovering from a surgery that he had right before his prison sentence started. So there's actually really no word right now if he's going to be ready to start the season. I do have him in my Dynasty Fantasy League. So I'm with the fantasy owners on this one. This stuff is getting old. And I'm a Chiefs fan. This stuff is getting old.
Beyond old.
Here is to hoping he can keep his head on straight now and that he's able to perform when he returns from injury and whatever punishment the NFL hands out for this.
Best advice, also keep your dadgum nose clean. Don't do some stupid crap like this. Well, I'm just saying.
It wasn't no stuff he tested positive for. It was wait, never mind. You weren't talking about
No, keep your nose clean. Don't do dumb stuff. My second honorable mention goes out to the U.S. men's national soccer team for this was really cool. They scored the most goals ever in a World Cup match for Team USA. They won 4-1. Really should have been 5-1, but the new automated system showed he was offsides by a hair. But this team looked ultra competitive and super disciplined. This was the most complete performance. And Clint Dempsey even said this too, which there's a great, I'd like to talk about him soon as well. But there was he said this is the most competitive they've ever been since the 2010 team. Was really good on that one. So Matt, give us your second honorable mention, please.
You got to give a shout out to Carolina for winning the Stanley Cup. Like I said it before the playoffs started. Carolina, the team is made for the playoffs. And they showed that they were made for the playoffs.
Did something special.
Yeah, we had Brandon and Shane, who both live in Carolina. Both didn't even pick these guys to win it, but
Shane did. Shane did. Remember, Shane did. Not
in the beginning before the playoffs started. And I said, I'm gonna go to Carolina, and you guys were like, no.
But you know who my team is. My team has always been Tampa.
Yes, Tampa Bay, Tampa, whatever, Tampa.
Just take stabs. All you do is take stabs.
But shout out to them, man. You got to give respect where respect is due, guys. Shout out to Carolina. At least they can win in something. So
I like it. Tony, give us your second honorable mention.
Kind of going along with what you were talking about with the World Cup. Lawrence, Kansas has become the training home for the Algerian national team.
That's right, too. I saw that.
The city has done so much to welcome them. The KU marching band learned their national anthem in a day and played it for them as they went onto the practice field one day. The town has decorated themselves in Algerian flags, come out in support of them, and just come out in droves and made the Algerians feel at home. And this is what the World Cup is about. And I just got to say, like, as somebody who lives in Kansas, I am so thankful that for once we're not on the bad side of news. And this is just fantastic. Kudos to the citizens of Lawrence, Kansas.
By the way, do you guys happen to know, before I go to my next one, do you guys happen to know what is the most talked about team or fan base, I should say, in the entire World Cup? It's the Netherlands. Have you seen their fans?
Oh, that road chant that they do?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that is insane. Man, have you seen it yet by chance? Oh, my God. They first off, they're in such unison when they're singing. And Matt, I'm going to text you the video. You have to watch this. It's crazy. And they do it the entirety of the match. It's so cool. But the Netherlands, though, they are the talk because their fans, they start from the moment they start waking up the day of match and to the time they go home, they're singing and chanting as loud as they can be. And, these fans, this is what Tony just said. This is what's amazing about a World Cup. It unifies literally the entire world. It's sport. This is why we love sports so much, because the unifications that comes there. My third honorable mention, and I'm so happy we brought this up. And look, John just chimed in. Japan's fans, yes, that's right. They clean the stadium up. It's really cool. There are a lot of good feel-good stories out there. My third honorable mention stays actually in soccer, and it's Clint Dempsey for not shying away from the comments that were made by the former coach, who is now the coach at Canada, about how no one would sing for the national anthem. And Clint quickly said, no, that's not true. We would. And there's a whole rant. I'm not going to go into it, but Clint Dempsey, he was always, he's not the one that shy away from controversy. That's just him. But good on him for saying that too, because he did say that it was always an honor. He fought tooth and nail and blood, sweat, and glory for the United States. And I agree 100%. So this guy, and John and I alluded to this too, which, by the way, I'll let you guys know tomorrow, John and I are live with our World Cup series. But John and I both said, you can clearly tell that coach was holding back America, because the entire World Cup, the last time, they only had scored 3 goals total.
Yep.
And America scored 4 in the first game. So, first match. So good on Clint Dempsey for not letting a knucklehead say that kind of stuff. Matt, give us your third honorable mention, please.
We're going to keep it in soccer, man. Francis Gillian, and I always forget this, Mbappe, He moved ahead of Lionel Messi on the World Cup career scoring charts and became France's record goal scorer. He scored 2 goals in their Group 1 win against Senegal. I think he has 58. He scores 58 goals, breaking their France's career record. So shout out to Kylian Mbappe.
I love it. Tony, give us your third honorable mention, please. If you stay in soccer, I'm gonna laugh.
I'm not. I've gone through my soccer one. PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong, the Chicago Cubs, hit for the cycle last night. First cycle of 2026 baseball season, and only the 13th cycle in the 100-year-plus history of the Chicago Cubs. Hopefully, the Cubs can continue to bounce back enough to be a playoff team, because PCA in the postseason is good baseball, and he's making a legitimate case for MVP right now.
Yes. And, we talked about this recently too, Tony. In the beginning of the year, man, we were like, oh, the Cubs this, the Cubs that, the Cubs. And it's like they said, hold my beer. I completely forgot how to play at one time. And it's bitten them in the backside. So
they kind of remind me of so many times where the Falcons have had such such a stacked roster.
We need to get a toilet bowl sound.
Completely fell apart when they shouldn't have.
Falcons never had a stacked roster.
I'm ignoring that one.
I just wanted to hear you say those words like that. That was you completely gave me what I needed there. That's
we either got a good offense and no defense, a good offense or a suspect defense, or a bad offense and a bad defense. No, I never said we have a good defense. So
yeah, that's the key word there. We never have a great defense. I mean, heck, for the first time in 10 years, last year we led the league in sacks, for crying out loud, and we actually had sacks. We had sacks.
We had somebody that got double-digit sacks other than Vic Beasley. I mean, that tells you everything you need to know. Exactly. That tells you everything you need to know.
He don't even still. Is he still even part of the UFL, or did he just finally say, you know what, I'm gonna go to McDonald's and work there?
I think he got his first round draft money, guaranteed money. He's good.
He's probably over there flipping burgers.
Remember, he accidentally led the league in sacks. He had remember he had the 4
15 and a half sacks that year. Yep.
Yeah, but he had 5 in one game. Yep. Accidentally, it was an accident against the Rams. It was like an accidental 5 in one game. I remember the one time he tripped and fell into the quarterback.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I mean, I was like, come on, this is how we do it. This is how we lead the league in sacks.
But then we get a phenom who absolutely blows the socks off the defensive line, and he almost kills 5 cops.
Well, so he's back tomorrow, baby.
That's what they say. So yeah,
he's back tomorrow. Everybody's mad. Everybody's mad about that. I'm like, if I was a Saints fan or another fan, I'd be mad too.
My fourth honorable mention goes out to someone not really for their not for politics, no, but what they became, and it's. Shout out to the world's first ever trillionaire, and Elon Musk. So much so that this is what is a crazy stat. He could buy every franchise, Major League Baseball, National Basketball Association, National Football League, NHL, and MLS, and even all the international leagues combined, and he'd still have $300 billion.
How about he just give everybody in the United States a Tesla?
I would never want to drive one of those piece of craps.
If it was free, you'll take it and drive it.
No, I would not, because you know how much it costs to replace those batteries on that thing?
Yeah, that's 11, 12 years after it dies. No, it takes a while.
No. I want you to go. Here's what I want you to do. Go Google 60 minutes in the EV vehicles, right? You'll see this guy had a truck. It snowed up in the north, and he didn't get to it for 3 days. He went to go start it, and it wouldn't start. So they had to have it towed.
It wasn't a Tesla.
Yes, it was. And it was a Cybertruck. Cybertruck.
Oh, a Cybertruck. Okay.
Yeah. So he goes to get it replaced. He's thinking, it's going to be $2 or $3. And they said, it's going to be $32,504. He goes, you can have that vehicle. I'm letting it. You got to let it get repossessed. He said he will never own another vehicle that is EV like that. But I want to say this though. This guy, Elon Musk, is worth $2.5 trillion. That is stupid money. He could literally give everybody in the entire planet $1 billion. Wouldn't even make a dent in his pocket.
Whoa now.
I know I went to school in Missouri, but that math ain't math.
That math is definitely not math in there, Brandon.
$1 billion to 8 billion people in the world.
You said $1 billion to 8 billion people in the world. That's $8 billion.
Yeah, and he is worth trillion.
No, if
It
you
wouldn't
give
even make a
$1 billion
dent.
to 8 people in the world, that would be $8 billion.
Yes,
That's
pennies to him still.
No.
He's a trillionaire.
Okay, well, no. Hold up, Brandon. Hold up. Now we gotta get this correct. Now we gotta get this correct.
If
we gotta make
he
sure.
gave everybody on this planet, there's 8.5 billion people on this planet.
Are we sure about that number? Is that number accurate? Let me pull up the old trusty old calculator here. Are we sure that that's accurate, Brandon?
That was according to the 2020 census. There was 8.5.
We don't want to give any false information out here and get sued.
There's 8.5 billion people on this planet according to the 2020 census.
All right, if there's 8 billion people on the planet, and he gave everybody $1 billion,
this is according to CBS. Said the same thing.
That's more than $8 billion, Brendan. That's like
Matt. Do the math. 8 billion people on the planet, giving everybody $1 billion.
If he get no.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way, Brandon.
CBS, what CBS saying? I'm going by what space.
No. If he gave everybody $1,000 or $100, yeah. But if you have 8 billion people, you can't give them each person $8 billion.
No, get everybody $1 billion is what I said.
That's still not going to work.
It's still not going to work, bro. It's not going to work.
Anyway,
that's going to be. No, we got to get this right.
No, time. We have time. We have to focus on time.
We got 15 minutes. The show
got a lot more to talk about, Matt.
What else we talk about?
Anyway, Matt, give us your fourth honorable mention, please.
All right. My next honorable mention. First of all, what we're going to do here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to burn down the school that Brandon went to, because their math program is absolutely atrocious. I'm just playing, brother. I'm just playing, bro. No, my second one's going to go to the
Your fourth one, you mean?
You said what?
Your fourth one, by the way.
Yes. The Chicago Bulls, man, they have hired Tiago Splitter. So
that's when I texted you that. I said it was real at first, and you didn't ever answer. Then I had to look on ESPN, and it was real.
Yes. They hired Tiago Splitter. He stepped in, after the Chauncey Billups stuff in Portland and got Portland to the playoffs when people thought they weren't going to make it this year.
Which I kind of started talking about that too with you on that Matt, as well.
But whatever happened to the Chauncey Billups thing? Let's just segue into that real quick. What came of that?
I think he was banned, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but did he go to court or something for that already?
Yeah, there's still. I know he's supposed to be holding up.
Terry Rozier he gone. But
all of them are gone.
Yeah. So I mean, about that Chauncey was on some next level stuff, man. We're talking about glasses.
Yeah, remember we talked about it too. He had the X-ray vision glasses, everything. It was something you see at 007.
The cameras under the table on each corner of the table. Man, my man was doing it big. Anyways, go ahead.
Now, what's your fourth honorable mention?
That was Tiago Splitter. Tiago Splitter. Okay. Shout out to him.
So, what I want to mention did you see the story that came out of ESPN and On3, 24/7 mentioned that Portland is secretly considering relocating?
They should.
Have you seen that though? That they're secretly searching possible relocation destinations.
Let me break. I'm sorry.
Can't hear you.
I'm trying to take something off. Okay, there we go. Ooh. It was yeah. Guys, Portland is number one in the United States for suicide rates. Portland and Seattle. I don't think you guys ever been to Portland before. I have. I mean, it's one of the most gloomiest, depressing vibes that you will be in. I mean, it's like how it is outside now. That's like them 24/7, bro.
It's a weird story. My cousin Heather lived out there, and she did say the same thing that Andrew, my cousin-in-law, also said, that because he's a big Trailblazer fan. And he said, I heard this rumor that's going around that they're considering relocating. So I just wanted to see if you heard about that. Tony, give us your final honorable mention, please, sir.
So despite Red Sox ownership comments that Craig Breslow's job is safe, it's not. He's under a lot of pressure, and unless the Red Sox see a huge turnaround, all of what happened with the 2021 Braves, Boston is going to be looking for a new GM/chief baseball officer, and I'm really hoping that they get Theo Epstein to come back, even for just a couple of seasons, because this is
Matt. Where'd you go?
It's a complete just waste.
Bleep show. Bleep show.
There's a lot of things that I want to say that I can't because I don't want to get fined by the FCC. But let's just say that it's a very disappointing product right now in Boston. There's a higher standard. And so And also just in the interactions that Craig Breslow has had with players, I think he's completely forgotten what it means to be a player and how it feels to be a player. He's not approaching certain situations like the entire Rafi Devers issue could have been avoided with a phone call, and it wasn't made. When he was traded, he handled it incorrectly with the team. Luckily, the team was kind of ready to see him go at that point because of how his attitude was, but he didn't handle that correctly. And then some of the decisions that were made this offseason didn't get handled correctly. How they handled the firing of Alex Cora didn't get handled correctly. It's just problem after problem. And so Craig Breslow is on the chopping block, and I just want to watch it happen because watching a guy who looks like Joel Osteen turning into Smeagol get fired is just
Sorry, I have to laugh. That was pretty good. I like that.
That was actually funny.
It was pretty good.
But
yeah, there is.
Hold on.
Crazy thing going on there.
For the record, guys, if you gave 8 billion people $1 billion, that'll be $8 quintillion that you give them. You're giving 8 quintillion.
CBS said that, so I'm just saying.
Quintillion. That's more than a trillion. Quintillion.
Watch, he'll be at a quintillion in no time.
Whoa.
But I will say this though, congratulations to being the world's first trillionaire though. What do you?
Yeah.
What do you need with $1 trillion though? I mean,
nothing.
What could you do with? What could you not do with $1 trillion that you could do the same thing with 800? I mean, it was like only a few months ago it was worth 877 billion. What is the difference between 877 billion and 2.5 trillion? You can do the same thing.
Everything. I would buy the earth, man. What are you talking about? I would buy the earth.
That's insane, though. I mean,
I'm buying the earth. I will build a fortress. I will create stuff.
Ungodly, right?
I will be have my own scientists, my own labs. I'll just be building crap just to build it. I'll be crossbreeding animals. I mean, I'll be on some other stuff, man.
Watch you do the same thing that they would do in Jurassic Park and bring back the dinosaurs.
I want to bring back dinosaurs.
Well, you know that they're bringing back. They successfully implanted woolly mammoth DNA into an elephant. So we this year is when it's supposed to be born. So the woolly mammoth could be coming back.
Dude, I'm pretty sure within the next 3 or 4 months we're gonna get this whole disclosure stuff.
Don't go outside in the middle of the night because you're gonna get eaten by a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Yeah.
That movie's coming out actually. That movie when the dinosaurs are placed in the city or something like that. It's one of those little bad robot movies or whatever they're called. So I'm gonna check that out.
Hey, special shout out to our guy Mike Markham from the Charlotte Crown for which, as you heard, we're trying to try to go to a couple of those games.
You know what, man? I got something to say to Mike and his Saints fans, man. I got something to say to Mike and his Saints fans. I'll give you his phone number. No. I'll make it quick. The Saints eras in its history can be divided into 3 sections: before Drew Brees, and please come back, Drew Brees.
I love it.
That's all I gotta say, man. That's all I gotta say.
I love it.
I mean, it's whatever, man.
So, like we were saying, though, we will try to go to a couple of their games. We're definitely going to be supporting them from here on out. But also, gotta give a shout out to my guy sitting below us, though, Tony. Man, every time we come on, we have an absolute blast. So, Tony, man, we are always honored to have you on. So here is what's next episode-wise and how you can get a hold of everybody. So here's what we're doing, okay? Tomorrow is episode 1 of I'm teaming up with my good friend John from the Pitch Grid for our FIFA World Cup Weekly. We actually are going to have another guy with us, Cole from Flag on the Take is going to join us too to talk about the World Cup. So definitely tune in and you'll be able to have an in-depth discussion with myself, with John, as well as our guy Cole. It'll be every Wednesday until the end of the World Cup from 7:30 p.m. So it's going to be a 90-minute show. Episode 238 will be this Friday, June the 19th. It is a makeup for last Friday. Danny Campbell, the assistant athletic director for Spartanburg Methodist College, is going to join the show. Matt has already said he will be there. We'll see if Shane's there because, obviously, guys, hopefully his voice gets better. And then Tuesday, June 23rd, episode 239, our good friend Marcus McCollum is back. Yes, thank goodness we get Marcus back. Good to see him again. Episode 240 will be Friday, June the 26th. Episode 241 will be Tuesday, June the 30th. And then this is a big one right here, episode 242. Tony will be there, as well as 29 of our other best guests. It is the best guest of the Sportz Nutz. We're going to talk to some of the 30 of the best guests that we've had. They're going to come on for about 5 minutes or so just to give us an update on their journey as to what they've been doing since they came on our show. And I actually just found out today, our good friend member Addison Burleson, Matt, stop counting. I have a whole list.
We don't have enough time for 30 people to be so
considering the fact that just 5 of us will be, or 4 of us are on all the time. So
we ain't got
anyway,
enough time,
Matt,
brother.
stop pissing me off. God dang it, please. Okay, I'm serious.
We don't got enough time.
All right, Matt, ladies
time.
and gentlemen, have a good night. So, and then episode 243 will be Tuesday, July the 7th. And Tony is back. Da, da, da. And then, of course, 244, July 10th. And then 245, July 14th. Hey, I want to also mention, I'm sorry, we keep having a delay with this knucklehead. He's over here laughing. We want to welcome everybody who is a part of the nuttysportstalk.com crew. They are, and they as follow: Mark Livingston, he is our chief editor. Myself, Brandon Keeler. Anthony McCauley, who is based in Madison, Wisconsin. Cole Braben and Jordan Lewis of Flag on the Take. This team is going to cover sports that you've never seen before. So let's have some fun. Help continue to grow the Sportz Nutz Network. Matt and I both have already come up with a new name. It is the SNN, the Sportz Nutz Network. It is big news is still coming for the entire network, so stay tuned on that one. So with that being said, for everybody who tuned into the show tonight, listen live on the radio, and our international audience, seriously, thank you guys. Tony, can you give quickly your goodbyes and let everybody know where they can find you?
Man, thank you so much for having me here. You can catch me every morning on TikTok at FGD7 spelled out at FGDSEVEN with the MLB Morning Minute or the podcast Name Deferred Facebook page as well. I post it there. Just a quick update on what's going on in the world of baseball for the day. Monday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern on the Wire to Wire Sports Network. I'm the co-host for the Sports Report podcast. And Wednesdays, so tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, podcast Name Deferred, where myself, along with my buddy Craig Newton and a couple of guests, we dive into what's going on specifically in the world of baseball. We got a lot to talk about tomorrow night. It's going to be a great show, so definitely join us. You can catch episodes of Podcast Name Deferred on Spotify, as well as any other podcast source, so you can check it out if you can't watch live.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Matt, I just about called you Mark. Matt, give us your final goodbyes, please, sir.
Because all Matts and Marks look alike, right? No, actually, man, guys, everybody stay safe, man.
Cassie last night, we actually told our friend Katie, you are the whitest black guy we ever met.
Whatever. It's not that funny, Tony. It's really not that funny. That ain't crack. It's not that funny. No, man.
We're like rolling. Cassie's laughing too.
Everybody, man, enjoy your week. It's not quite the weekend yet, man. We're still early in the week.
Sure.
If it's raining out there, man, kind of, just be careful, guys. Be careful. Don't get flagged in the game of life. Be careful.
Absolutely. And as I always tell you guys, peace up, A-Town, down Y. It's the greatest sport it ever was. Hey, you guys have a fantastic week. We will be back with you on Friday, as Matt alluded to. I'll be with you guys tomorrow. In the meantime, enjoy this outro that Matt made, and we'll talk to you again on Friday. And as always, goodbye.